Remington 700 is world-renowned for being reliable, for being rugged, and for being accurate. And it's been used by the U.S. military and police agencies all over the world, plus hunters have depended on the Remington 700 action for years. This rifle is still going strong. And because of that, and because of its popularity, there are a lot of different things you can do to this rifle to even increase the accuracy, the reliability, and things like that. And so AB Arms produces their Mod X stocks chassis, which is just a really state-of-the-art chassis for your Remington 700 rifle. It makes it really ergonomic, makes it very adjustable, and recently I did a review installing the stock and talking about a lot of its features. And so now we're going to do a range report, and I'm going to talk about a lot of the features I found on this stock which make it really an incredible choice if you really want to get really pinpoint accuracy with your rifle. Now, this is the way that I took the rifle to the range to do the report. You know, of course, it already had the features that we talked about with the Luth AR stock, with, of course, the Mod X chassis and the AB Arms pistol grip. I did add a Harris bipod, and this is a LaRue tactical quick detach mount for it. Scope itself is a Primary Arms 4x14, has the ACSS reticle, and this is really an incredible scope. I've really been impressed, and if you're really looking for a good scope for a reasonable price, I think that this is definitely one. It is first focal plane, so it's just a really excellent option, especially if you're on a budget, but even if you're not, I think this really is a great little scope option, and it kind of proved itself at the range. What we're going to do is just kind of talk about a lot of the features, and I'm going to do some range shooting and things like that to show you. Another thing I did want to mention was the muzzle brake. It's a head down muzzle brake for 308. This is in 308. It is in right hand only. Of course, you know, with the monolithic Picatinny rail on top, you're able to do a lot. And this is a 20 MOA, and that means that it's built in to the rail. A lot of times if you get a scope and you mount it, because of the way the rail is, you end up topping out. You get to a certain point and you can't raise the scope anymore. And this is built with a slight 20 MOA angle that allows you to just really get the scope and adjust it to its full potential. It's very open, but yet you have all your key mod on both sides and underneath. And that way, you know, allows you to put a lot of different optics, a lot of different options and things on here. First thing we're going to do is safety check the rifle. And it is unloaded, the magazine is out. Now the base rifle is the Remington 700. It is the SPS heavy barrel tactical model. I did a lot of video and with this already, with the standard Hogue overmold stock that it comes with, and then I brought in the full pillar bedded stock by Hogue that really made a difference in accuracy. The accuracy here, this is a free float system, so your barrel's completely free, and that really allows you to get better accuracy consistently. And of course the Hogue, especially the second Hogue stock that I did, that is really the same kind of deal. With this is built in a little closer tolerances. You know, when I did install this, it installed like a glove. I mean, it fit tight and it stayed tight. I must admit that I was impressed with the Luth AR stock. Of course, you can adjust your comb right here with your cheek riser. You can adjust the length of pull. You know, and it's really important to be able to do that, because really when you get down to the range, this allows you to fit it to your body. It allows you to get your cheek on here to be able to line up with the scope with minimal effort. In fact, when you put it down, it naturally lines everything up. This is going to let you really get to accuracy. There's nothing worse than the riser being a little bit too low or too high, and you're having to push down on it to really get the right eye relief. And that's one of the things about a stock system that's really important. And then, of course, you know, this does come out and adjust out to wherever you want it. I do like this little hook right here. And this is one thing, especially when I'm sitting at the bench and I'm really trying to get my accuracy down. I like to take my non-shooting hand and just rest it back here to give it a little more support to my shoulder. And so this is a really well thought out design for sure. And these have become very popular. Now, obviously, you can change this out with one of the Magpul, PRS, or other. Ergo makes a really cool stock system. There's a number of them. But as long as it'll fit over a AR-15 rifle buffer tube, not your carbine, not the adjustable, but just your straight buffer tube, you can adjust this and put whatever you want to on here. but I think I'm going to be keeping the Luth AR. This is just quality. Sbr Grip, it's a really ergonomic grip. It is fairly small, and I think if you have large hands, it's going to seem a little bit too small. A lot of the real target grips kind of get big and bulky. I don't really care for that. But really, this was very comfortable at the range, but my taste, I may want something a little larger here. And again, because it is AR compatible, you know, it's just whatever fits an AR-15, you can place it on there. The sky's the limit. Obviously, there's a ton of different options for that. Included is a 10-round polymer magazine. It is the MDT made quality magazine. It fed well, it functioned well. I had no issues whatsoever with the magazine. You can get extras for, I think they're about $37 on the AB Arms website. And then there are other type mags that this will fit. But you know, that's one of the things about having a bolt gun is you're limited to 5 rounds, putting them in the top. And if you have a magazine, that really makes things quick to change. You can reload a lot quicker and just have your extra magazines, and you increase the capacity to 10 rounds, which really makes it nice. Now, installed is the Timney 517 trigger. It's a really nice straight trigger, and in fact, when I first put it in, I was afraid that it was going to butt up against the trigger guard, and if you look, you can almost see that it looks like it's touching it, but it isn't, and it's a really consistent, smooth trigger. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. There's no creep, there's no take up. It's just, but it's not a surprise to where you actually jump before you shoot it, which some of them can be that way. Now, I was using some of the new Guerrilla 308, and this is the 175 grain Sierra Match King. This is a little bit heavier, and I believe this is the ammunition that this gun was made for. Just a beautiful round, very well made, and really it matches the accuracy. I mean, this does as well as the Federal match, and I was really pleased with this ammunition. I shot about 80 rounds total, and it was just really exceptional. Now, this is the first few rounds, just kind of getting used to the rifle, getting it on the bench, and right away it was at least getting them pretty close. And then once I got kind of started tightening in, you can see the accuracy just came together. Then here, look at this group. I mean, that is fantastic. And guys, I'm not a bench rest shooter. I'm not a professional shooter. I like to shoot, and I shoot a lot. But these groups are well beyond what I typically can do. And I was really happy. Of course, I have a couple other targets, exact same results. And you know, once I got it homed in, and a lot of it has to do with the Guerrilla ammunition. I'll tell you, this is exceptional stuff. I definitely highly recommend checking this out. I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, but this really was very impressive. Okay, now these are earlier groups with the Hogue full bed stock. You know, and then they really did well. You can see doubles, but really, I think, of course, here, you know, the Hogue stock is the accuracy is achievable just like with this stock. But I think that with the 175 grain, I think it really just, that was what this round, it just felt home. I mean, that was a sweet spot. Obviously, the standard stock works fine. And I mean, you can get really decent accuracy. You can really achieve a lot of things. But I think if you really want to get honed in, if you want to build a system that's really exceptional, I think the Mod X is just the way to go. There are a lot of different stock systems out there that are similar to this with the different chassis, and you know, it really stabilizes the action, of course, with the free float barrel, but this really gives you a lot more real estate on top. It gives you all the key mod features. With the standard AR pistol grip, you're able to kind of get in there and get a natural grip. And so there's just a lot of advantages to these stocks. They aren't cheap. In fact, the standard black stock runs $7.99, but that's compared to a lot of others that are out on the market that are twice that much. You know, it's according to what you're really wanting to do. I think that something like this really takes this from a standard great, you know, action, the 700 action, to a world-class rifle. And that's what I believe we have right here. And that has a lot to do with the AB Arms Mod X stock system. Now, you can go to abarms.com to check out all the features and all the things about these stocks, all the options. And just a great little stock chassis for your Remington 700 short action rifle. And I'll tell you what, it makes a huge difference at the range. The Mod X stock chassis from AB Arms, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Now this is the rifle, this is the way the rifle, okay, as well as I've mentioned, and you know, the thing is, and I've been friends with those guys, its durability and its accuracy. Remington 700, and so